Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex coming back into a brand new video, and today we're talking about episode 1 of Arifureta. So, Arifureta, a show that I did not really know about until like 3 days ago. I saw what my anime list had it on there for the light novel ratings. I saw the 8.03 or so score, and I kind of got excited because the studio that is making this is actually the same studio that made ReZero for you all, and for me included. So, White Fox I usually trust. I mean, they made a couple other shows as well that you guys may love, like Steins Gate, of course. And they made another show that was kind of like Lost in the Abyss. It's similar to it, like art style wise. I can't remember what it was actually called, but I'm just trying to describe the art because it is really unique. So maybe some of you guys may know what that is, but this show is something I am excited for, especially in the second half of the show. I really kind of want to put that out there now, especially since most of you guys probably haven't seen the show yet, since it just came out in the last hour and a half. And, the second half of the show really changes the game. So, looking at the show right now, it's a show about this kid that actually was betrayed. So, it is similar to Rising of the Shield Hero, except he's not betrayed by a girl. He's, betrayed by one individual, specifically that's not necessarily high up in the totem pool or anything like that. But it did make him fall into this labyrinth that this class was going through and trying to, looks like, get some minerals out of. They're going on an expedition with their teacher, and it looks like they're trying to get experience also. And they ran into a little trouble because one of the students touched this stone. It teleported them to a lower floor into the dungeon or labyrinth, and it put them in an area where they were trapped and they're fighting for survival. And all of them seemed to be as if they were going, seemed as if they were going to be getting out of there alive because of our main character came to save the day, really. He's the weakest one in the class. He came and saved the students, though, with one of his abilities that wasn't an attack ability, but it was an ability that held this giant creature off for a long enough a time. And as he was running back to them, one of the students actually intentionally shot him to try to kill him, himself. But it ended up, he shot him into the dungeon where he was almost actually killed by all these tough beasts that were way out of his class. But it turns out he actually found some holy water before he died, and he ate a being or wolf, and it had him transform into something similar to like a ghoul transformation, kind of like Kaneki per se, I guess you could say. So now his demeanor has changed. He was more of a character that was probably really similar to the main character of Death March to a Parallel World. That's who his character was. But now I'd say his character is probably more similar to white-haired Kaneki. He's more demented. He's more dark. He is a soft-spoken kid, just like Naofumi. He's exactly like Naofumi, and we're the main character from Death March to a Parallel World. And now he seems as if he's turned into someone who, like Naofumi is now. He's more of he's probably gonna end up being an anti-hero. He's more of a dark, mannered kind of person. So it seems. So he's talking about killing things. He'll kill anything in his path, and he's probably a really scared kid beforehand. We get to see that he's a really nervous, scared. He's someone who's weak. He knows he's weak, and it seems as if he is someone who's probably not looked highly upon by his other fellow classmates. They talk about how he needs to get stronger. He's someone who was so weak that he didn't even need to really enter the labyrinth to begin with. He was someone who was a liability more so than anything. So, looking at this, I love the change in the second half of the show because it allowed his character to truly transform into someone who is interesting. Like, once again, he literally was Naofumi before he got teleported, and then the second half of the show, he turns into Naofumi after he got accused of that misconduct by mine. So that's the best example I can really give you on the character. He's a character that went from a scaredy cat basically to someone who is probably, he's a little dark and demented now. And yeah. But looking at the show, though, on a deeper look, I did love how this first episode is descriptive. It immediately told you how he's able to survive and transform into what he is now. It showed you that. It told you the holy water actually helped him survive. And you see that he even keeps the holy water with him now because he has to eat creatures to level up. So it seems, and he gets all these great abilities. He makes this gun. The show describes, what went into the gun, what is the bullets made out of, and how he constructed it, and what it even gives you a lot of chemistry aspects of the gun. Why is this bullet blowing up? What's in it? What exactly makes it ignite? It's pressure and a certain amount of heat. So he uses lightning to help shoot it out faster, and also add that heat in order to make the bullets explode, so on and so forth. It's really cool how it was descriptive. I do like that. You can tell this is a light novel whenever you look at it, and it's weird because whenever I was looking at the show, speaking of looking at it, it definitely looks like Death March to a Parallel World at times, the art style, but then it looks like Sword Art Online. I shit you not. There's certain aspects. It's like a 90-10 split. 90% of the time it looks similar to Death March of a Parallel World, and then the other 5% of the time, 10% of the time, there's clips that kind of make it look sort of online art style-esque. It's really weird. There's a point to just kind of point them out. There's a point to where we have a wolf, and the camera angle is over top, and it shows the wolf running, from its backside and the top of its head, and it looks like an Sword Art Online art style. And then there's a time where we're seeing our main male character talk to one of the girls that had a dream, and how she's saying, "You shouldn't go. I had a dream about you, and I think this is gonna happen." And you see like the surrounding art around them looks a lot like SAO. Once again, it's really interesting. I'm not saying the art style is as good as SAO's. I'm just saying it has like SAO-esque art style kind of vibes, while also 90% of the time having a Death March to a Parallel World kind of vibe in terms of its art style. So it's really interesting how it's doing that. I didn't expect that, but the art style definitely differs from time to time. And it doesn't look bad. It looks good. Once again, I don't really mind I don't really mind any of the art styles. I like them both, I guess, per se. I guess if it did look a little bit more like Sword Art Online consistently, that'd be awesome. I'd welcome that for sure. So other than that, though, this is the studio that brought you ReZero, so there is things to look forward to. We get to see that it didn't censor the arm getting cut off. It showed it get cut off. It showed the animal pick it up and eat it. I'm trying to be really vague on what I'm saying without going into too much more detail, so you guys can actually get to watch the episode yourselves. And it's just a really weird. If this review comes out weird, which I think 100% is coming out weird, it's because the first episode was really just an interesting presentation. It was a little bit different because of the way it did the presentation. It moved forward, and then it moved backward to other events. It moved forward, and then it moved backward to other events, and then it just jumped on present time events. So it's like you had to kind of be like, whoa, okay, which way are we going? Are we at the present time, which that's the way the anime starts out as, and then it goes backwards and says, hey, this is what happened before all this happened, and then it kind of goes forward, then it takes like 2 steps back and then goes forward again. It's really, the first episode is good. Like it helps, it does that and gives us extra details on things we need details on. But yeah, I mean, heck, even if I wanted to grade this first episode for you guys, I can't say too much because it's just a really weird grade. I mean, I don't even know if this is a great presentation or a bad one, but I liked it a lot, and I would highly suggest out of any of these shows to check out this one because it's made by White Fox, and White Fox brings out quality. I mean, Steins Gate, ReZero, I mean, White Fox is good. So, and isekai is what they're best at. Some fiction, these really highly fictional kind of stories is what they're best at. ReZero blew up. I mean, it's my favorite anime I've ever seen. I mean, I trust White Fox here, and the source material is good, so I even trust White Fox even more for this show. So, other than that, though, just thinking about the show and the characters that I think are going to be the main characters, which would have been the girl at the end, and it would have been the girl that was kind of telling our main characters to stay. I think we may have a good cast of characters. I don't know any, I didn't get to see any of the other main characters talk besides that one, but she seems like she may be a decent main character to put beside our main male character. So I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, though, I want to see how the show progresses. Is it going to be based in the Labyrinth? I absolutely hope not. I hope it gets out of the Labyrinth next episode. I think if it stays in the Labyrinth too long, it would deter a lot of people from watching it, which I think this is a show you don't give the 3-episode rule to. I would say watch this show for about 5 episodes and then make your decision. I think it's just going to be that kind of episode, series. I don't know. I think it's a first episode that there's no reason for you not to enjoy it. I think it's the first episode that's going to make you kind of say, okay, I know I watched something and it wasn't bad. bad. But what did I just watch? I'm hoping, I believe White Fox will do it again. They're not going to give you a bad product. I mean, Grimwire of Zero, I know some people may point to, which I loved through the first 6 episodes, but it was kind of iffy that last half. I thought it was kind of like, they kind of dropped the ball with it, but I think that may have been the source material, not necessarily White Fox. So, and even if it was White Fox, more times than not, White Fox nails it out of the park. And the first 6, 7 episodes of that series were amazing anyway, so I mean, it's kind of however way you want to take it. The only down things in Grimwire Zero would be the action scenes, really, at the end of the day, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, the setup was there, but then the climaxes were bad in that series, but that could have been the writing. So I would not point to that one. Give this one a chance. I say you watch this series for at least 4 episodes. Not the 3-episode rule. I want you to watch it for 4 if I had to recommend. I've been reviewing for 4 years. I would recommend you watch it for 4. It's just a hunch. I can't really say why. It's just a hunch I have. But hey, maybe next week's episode picks up and I'm saying, oh my God, game changer episode. Watch it now. Don't drop it. It's going to be amazing. But right now, I think it's going to be good. I believe in it. I trust in the studio working behind it. So go watch it. I'll see you guys next time. As always, you guys have been hexed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me to X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.